Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Welcome to my daily vlog, my regular morning ritual stand-up, reporting on what I have been doing and what I have planned to do next to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. Chipping away at it every day. So a little good news from yesterday. So let's start with yesterday. So after a couple days, several days of coordination and planning, I was able to release my interview with Gary Kitchen, who is an early Atari developer, worked at Activision, whatever, if you're not familiar with him. Anyway, I got that video finished, and remember, I was coordinating publication of it so that I also had the podcast component that was the full interview released. I still have the remaining video that I can use for other elements in the future if I choose to. That interview was something that I didn't care how many views it got because I was excited to have a chance to do an interview and speak with this man who contributed to so much of the stuff that I enjoy. So I even remember messaging my buddy MC Murr, and I'd said to him, "Hey, stand by for a flop of journalism," because it was a true journalistic endeavor, and planned out questions and asking anyway. It's not just who can play in a game, right? It was like real journalistic work that anyway, expected it to do meh. It didn't do meh. It did really well. So here it's been out just since yesterday afternoon, about, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I forget when I released it, maybe 2. The Gary Kitchen video interview has done over 7,800 views. And YouTube is saying that it's like more than double what my average last few videos have been doing. The ones that we've seen have been doing okay. Great engagement, tons of positive feedback and comments. People very enthusiastic about this. I knew if you watched the video it'd be interesting because it was very interesting to watch. It's getting people in the door, getting people to click on the thumbnail. So fortunately with Mr. Kitchen, I had a hook, which was this controversy around Coleco and his game. So I took that portion of the interview to get people in the door. And it seems to have worked. So my hope is to, by doing part of it as audio only over on the podcast, that I also drive more traffic over there, drive more knowledge that the podcast exists to more people. So all in all, tremendous results on this. It's still more that I can do with it in the future, but you can't sit around and dance. You got to move on to the next job. It's like the celebration. Yay, we did it. Moving on to the next thing. So also yesterday I did some research for Yar's Revenge, which you should say, how much research do you have to do? Well, those Friday plays, it's not just I'm playing a game. I'm going to say something interesting or some cool observation or some revelation I made or whatever, like the fact that Spider-Man can't climb walls, that kind of thing. It's like, wait, what? Crazy stuff like that. By usually reading the instructions, I learned stuff like that. But did some work for that. I did the thumbnail for it, started the thumbnail for it. It's nearly done. I think I have an angle for it. Good news that a sponsored video we've been talking about over the last few weeks is fully approved, thumbnail and all. So we're just waiting on payment, and that probably will publish in the next, as soon as that clears, I guess, as soon as the invoice clears. So we'll have that full video out that I've been working on for a while. Also, then last night we did 1980s Now live at 7 p.m. And that will be, if you didn't see the live, the show releases every Monday, so that'll be out. So. One good day does not a great average make, but let's talk about the stats. So each day I like to take an average of the last 7 days. I'd like to be above 10,000 views and 50 subscribers. Views, about the same, 8,500 views on average over the last 7 days. Subscribers up a tick, 28. I think we're 24 or something over the last couple of days. So that's coming up a little. It's an upward swing. So here's hoping. Thankfully, a little burst yesterday resulted in another milestone. We're now at 48,300 and a quarter. So starting to make a little progress again after a really good day yesterday, offset a couple of bad days. So I'm going to stop speculating on when we'll hit 50K because it's such a slowdown now. Which still maybe end of May is a great guess, but we'll see how it goes. If things stay this slow, it could take more time. Today. All right, so typically today what I plan to do is, the norm is I will produce and edit the Friday plays for tomorrow, release it to members today. So I'll shoot that and edit it with the gameplay and everything. And then a lot of other graphic work to do that I'll have to focus on too. And finally, what I didn't get to yesterday, I need to do some writing for the podcast recordings tomorrow. By following this pattern, I've found that I come into Friday wide open, right? The video for Friday is ready, it's going to be published, and I can start Friday by focusing on planning for the next week and just getting ready to record the show on Friday evening. So it's a bit of a pattern that I've kind of developed, and I think it's working out for me, especially organizationally. As long as the results continue to work for me, then we'll keep doing it that way. So yeah. So super excited about that interview. I've already put out some feelers about the next possible interview. Haven't heard back yet. So you want to follow up success with success, but it's often that one might be lightning in the bottle. But certainly it woke people up to the fact that, oh, this guy does good interviews, so if the next one maybe is not as grabby, maybe it'll still get the attention that it needs because the interview with Gary Kitchen has done so well to let people know that I do it. I did see a comment that said, wow, hopefully this is the first in a long line of interviews that you do. And I'm like, Howard Scott Warshaw we did, right? We did Warren Davis, who did Kubert we did. I mean, it's not the first in a long line, it's the fourth or fifth in a long line. Just, we only had 100 subscribers back then and nobody cared or was watching. So I pointed him to the playlist that had all of our interviews. So let me go ahead and so that's it. I don't know why people won't just look in the back catalog and see, they'll message me, did you ever do a video on this? I'm like, there's a search button right there. Probably, check. But I answer it, of course, because they're curious, and so don't chase them away. Anyway, so it was funny. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get after it today. Thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, if you're here every day, I love you for that. So much appreciated. Have a great Thursday. Remember to do something good for yourself if you can. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.